What it do, what's good, YouTube? Let's get even. So, guys, I've been in a little reflection period for the past few weeks. Actually, it's been for the past few months. I've been in a little reflection period, just getting things right in my brain, doing things that I need to do to become the best version of myself. And I realized what I've been doing was something that wasn't getting me the results I wanted. So, I've been going back in my head and trying to see where I went wrong. And all of a sudden, I had an epiphany, and I realized that I was living in an emotional state. So, look, today I'm going to be talking about looking at the things in your life for what they are and seeing if your obstacles are really obstacles. So, us as humans, we tend to overestimate what we're doing, and we tend to make obstacles out of thin air. We tend to make challenges out of thin air. We tend to do things just to prove to ourselves that we can do something just for the sake of doing it. But in real life, it has no practical results and won't get you any closer to your goals. And that's the mindset I've been in for the past few months. You see, my mistake was I wasn't looking at things for the truth of life. I haven't been looking at things for what they really are, down to their core elements. I was using analogies and things like that to justify my actions. If I wanted a certain food, I would say, okay, I did this here, so I can do this here. Where in reality, two things are separate. So what we have to do is we have to realize that we have to start reasoning from core principles. Elon Musk, one of his most famous teachings is reasoning from first principles. And what reasoning from first principles is stripping what you look at, stripping what you see in your mind down to its core element and looking at it for exactly what it is. I'm going to give you one of my personal examples. So for you guys who haven't watched the video, how I went to the mental hospital, see, one of my perceived challenges was swinging from the second floor balcony to the first and landing, where really it's swinging from the second floor balcony and landing. See, I wasn't looking at it for exactly what it is. I had my emotions attached to the idea, and I created situations. I created turmoil. I created conflict to make it seem like an obstacle so I can overcome it. See, you don't want to fall into his trap, because I fell into it and it led me into the mental hospital. And what I saw in the mental hospital was that the people in there were overly emotional. And what I didn't know, now that I know, connecting the dots, looking backward, was that I was in an overly emotional state. So what we have to understand, we have to look at things for exactly what they are. Detach all emotions, detach your life force, detach all of that, detach that connection to what you're looking at and look at it for what it is, and then reason from there. So if you're looking at doing a marathon, okay, marathon, what is the core principles of marathon? It's a long distance run, or that's not even a core principle, it's a run, because long is relative. It's a run. Okay, what can we say about running? Running is pushing off with one leg and using that force to propel yourself forward and doing the same with the other leg and switching. Okay, that's what we can say about running. Now, what can we say about using the force to push yourself from one leg? Oh, it's gonna take exertion of energy to do that movement repeatedly. Okay, so we can say that running is going to take energy. Okay, how much energy do we have to spend? How can we use this energy efficiently to make sure we're running in the most optimal pace? You see, you have to break things down like this. You have to reason from first principles. You have to reason from what's true and base it off just the truths of life for exactly what it is. Now, it's going to take some realization. It's going to take some time, but the best things come with time. A baby's not born overnight. A baby is not a 2-minute microwave baby. No, a baby is born, and the extended period of time just because it's another life growing. It's a huge project that the Most High has for you. So you guys have to take this time. You have to be patient with it and know consistency beats all. When you consistently look at things for what it is and you reason off first principles, you're gonna have more success than you'll ever imagine. So yeah, and another thing, you guys gotta know that fear is just an emotion. So look, you guys have to understand, do not take action just because an emotion is there. Don't take action because you don't want to do it, and don't take action because you do want to do it. Take action because it's right. Take action because it's gonna benefit you. Take action because it's what you're gonna do, because it's what you're supposed to do. Don't just take action just to take action, just to say, okay, I did something I didn't want to do. No, that's dumb. You guys got to take practical action that moves you closer to your goals, and don't waste your time doing other things that don't matter. You have to look at things for the benefits it has, and the benefit it truly has, not the benefits you give it, not the meaning you give it. You have to look at the meaning. I used to think that truth was relative, but really that's completely false. Truth is not relative. Truth is based off of life. We perceive life. We all are just bits. We all are in our own world, but our world is based off of the world. So we have to make sure that our world and the world are coexisting. So we are living off the truths of life. And when you live off the truth of life, you understand the laws and all that. When you do those things, that's when you have an easier life. That's when your life filled with more joy. That's when you understand, when you have truth, when you have information. And the last thing I want to talk about is to never stop learning. Each opportunity, each challenge, is always a learning opportunity. See, when I was in the mental hospital, I didn't understand why I was there. I was like, God, praying to God, why was I there? Because that place, is not a fun place. You feel me? So I was going through it. I was like, why am I here? Why am I here? But it was because I had my emotions tied to it. I didn't understand why I was there because I was in the mud. You can't see. It's harder to see above the water when you're under it. So you gotta first get up. You gotta get above the water to see what's really going on. And I just came to this conclusion a day ago. I just came to these conclusions. So and these things happen December. So what y'all gotta understand is that you have to really make sure that you only connecting the dots looking backwards. Don't try to connect the dots looking forward. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backward. And you have to take from each lesson, from each experience, from each trial. You have to take from these things information. Information is power. You have to make sure you always learning. Brain feeds off of information because information holds our beliefs, and our beliefs holds our emotions, and our emotions hold our actions, and our actions hold our results. It all stems back from information. So guys, make sure you always learning. Watch my channel, or watch other content creators that have information like my channel that's gonna help you become the best version of yourself. Because when you always feed your information, when you always feed your brain with information, with positive knowledge, with information that's gonna help you and that's gonna empower you, it's gonna be easier to do the things that you need to do to become the best version of yourself, because you feel like you're already that person with all the information you have. So make sure you always stay learning. And if it's not through content creation, make sure you always reflect on yourself and see what lessons can be learned from your experiences, because there's always something you can take out. Attach yourself to your thoughts if they're aligned with you being in your higher self. Emotionally attach yourself to the person, to being that person. And they already know what to do, man. Let's get even. I'm out.